we're talking about successful marketing strategies, including all the promotional activities across the marketing mix, including online advertising. This is like the bigger picture of promotion, blogging, YouTube video, Facebook Reels, Facebook posting, social media advertising, actually putting money behind your post and your stories. It can also include direct mail, such as mailers. It can include billboard signs. It can include TV commercials, promotion. I think y'all get the idea of what promotion is. It's just blasting your name out there, blasting what you do, blasting what your values are, whatever you have. It could also, I use for place, I use websites. So it's not necessarily websites where they have to come to you, it's where you're pushing it out. Okay. So whether you're at the home and garden show last weekend, handing out your card, meeting people, or networking and promoting yourself that way, these are all ideas of promotion. But tonight we're going to focus on what's called guerrilla marketing, guerrilla promotion, which is, is kind of like a shock kind of thing, something different, something that's noticeable. And I like this little ballet class. I mean, what a simple little promo to put on a light post, for a ballerina dance studio. I like it. So what we're going to talk about tonight is what is guerrilla marketing, why go guerrilla, examples of guerrilla marketing, and look at the question, since it comes from a warfare kind of, it's not guerrilla like an ape, it's guerrilla like in war. So is it warfare? Is it legal? And we're going to incorporate that into real estate, finding real estate in this case, right? I'm going to introduce you to, you saw the slide for a little while there, the guy who started and wrote the book on guerrilla marketing is J. Conrad Kennard. Okay, Levinson. This has been out since 1984 when he popularized this study or this kind of promotion, marketing promotion, and he wrote a book and its strategy, which a lot of companies use, it's a surprise and unconventional interactions to promote product or service. Just a little bit behind the scenes here. I got to make sure I did that right. No, I didn't. Guerrilla marketing is an advertisement strategy in which a company uses surprise or unconventional marketing in order to promote a product or service. It's a type of publicity. The term was popularized by, it is J. Conrad Levinson. I mistyped that in 1984. The book is called Guerrilla Marketing. And I have it right here. I just happen to have it in case you can see me as well as the PowerPoint. This is Guerrilla Marketing, and then this is his second edition here. As an ad agency executive, some of the most notable marketing campaigns and achievements that this guy had collaboratively developed include the Marlboro Man, the Pillsbury Doughboy, Allstate's Good Hands, the United Friendly Skies, the Sears Die Hard Battery, Morris the Cat, Tony the Tiger, and the Jolly Green Giants. You can see he's pretty creative. He was the founder of the International Guerrilla Marketing Association, a coach and a specialist author of many books on the subject of guerrilla marketing, which have appeared in many languages and all that kind of stuff. And he's the first person to use the term guerrilla marketing. And now you probably have heard it. If you haven't heard of it before, well, welcome to guerrilla marketing. It's described as unconventional marketing tools used in cases when financial or other resources are limited or non-existent. In other words, it can be cheap. Why go guerrilla? Traditional media channels are expensive, such as print, like newspaper, magazine ads, radio, television, and direct mail. Also, all of these lose popularity as marketers and advertisers must find new strategies to get their commercial messages to the consumer. Guerrilla marketing focuses on taking the consumer by surprise to make a big impression about the product or brand. This, in turn, creates a buzz about the product being marketed. It's a way of advertising that increases consumers' engagement with the product or service, and it's designed to create a memorable experience. By creating this memorable experience, it also increases the likelihood that a customer, a consumer, a prospect, or someone who interacted with the campaign will, in turn, tell their friends about the product or vision or service or whatever. Thus, it's creating word of mouth. And that's one of the really great things about guerrilla marketing. It's the word of mouth is free. And if it's good word of mouth, it's awesome. Then the product or service being advertised reaches more people than initially targeted or anticipated. Guerrilla marketing is, like I said, relatively inexpensive, focuses more on reach rather than frequency. And just like a little bit about that, reach means how many people you can reach with your guerrilla marketing per your dollar kind of thing. And frequency in marketing and advertising is usually like the more often you have that ad going out, the more often people see that ad, the more often people see your name. That's called frequency. And that usually builds brand awareness. But in guerrilla marketing, it's more about reach than frequency. For guerrilla campaigns to be successful, companies don't need to spend a large amount of money. They just need to have imagination, energy, and time. Therefore, it has the potential to be effective for small businesses like us, especially if you're competing against bigger companies. The message to consumers is often designed to be clear and concise. This type of marketing also works on the unconscious mind, which is pretty cool, as decisions are often made by the unconscious mind rather than the conscious mind. To keep the product or service in the unconscious mind requires repetition. So if you are able to create a buzz around your product or your name or your service, then it's shared by friends and it enables a circling event to keep coming back without any more investment. Oh, and this is just a quote from Walt Disney. The way to get started is quit talking and begin doing. So, and I want to also, like, if you guys want to interject anything, feel free. You can ask questions. You can put it in the chat or unmute. But now moving on to whether guerrilla marketing is warfare. When we hear the term guerrilla marketing, it's not hard to think of guerrilla warfare, which makes sense since that's where this style of marketing got its name. In the warfare context, guerrilla tactics depend largely on the element of surprise, that's where it gets its name. But we want to consider this kind of marketing as a type of a contest or a game. And if you're really competitive like me, you consider it a battle, a war to win. Guerrilla marketing is also known as interrupting marketing. Here's some examples of some guerrilla marketing that are, easy to do, but or maybe not so easy to do, but do not require a lot of money. Since, for example, hosting a podcast or creating your YouTube channel with some programs or programs is not the word I want there. What about like getting friends together and creating a flash mob? And this is all creative kind of things. Like if you can think of a way to do a flash mob about buying houses, pretty cool, right? There's got to be something we can do. QR codes in your advertisement. QR codes, like if you were able to put a QR code somewhere that is interruptive and people just can't help but like want to see what that QR code leads to, that might be a way of guerrilla marketing. Here's a little thing you might this is being recorded, so you can come back to this, but this would be pretty good screenshot here. Guerrilla marketing is all these things. It's viral marketing, which takes imagination. What's an example of viral marketing? Due to their speed and the fact that they make sharing easy, social networks are the natural habit of this kind of marketing to get something to go viral. The most widespread example in recent times is the creation of emotional or surprising, funny or unique videos on YouTube and then sharing them on Facebook, Twitter, and other channels. TikTok, I guess I should mention that. Viral marketing, if you can figure out a way to do something funny like that and come back to you and somehow link to your brand, that would be pretty awesome. I don't have all the answers to all this kind of stuff, but just want you to be thinking about this. Undercover marketing. It's also called stealth marketing. Undercover marketing is like product placements in movies. Have you ever noticed a movie and thought, wow, there's sure are a lot of Budweiser beer cans in this movie or something like that? That is product placement. Or Pepsi cans, or there's just if you have your eye open to it when you're watching movies or television, you will see that people are placing their product into programs. Alternative marketing is getting your logo, your ask, your We Buy Houses on the side of buses, on park benches. I know, Jeanette, you have a park bench. Do you still have that one at, or do you have more than one? I remember seeing one of yours at Oakway Golf Course.
No, not anymore. They kept overselling and overselling and overselling, and I got tired of it, so I let it go.
What do you mean?
And I didn't get any return on it, to be honest.
Yeah. What do you mean by overselling?
I mean, every month they were calling me with, well, do you want a wash station? Well, do you want this? Well, do you want that? Well, and it just got
Oh, okay.
On and on. Every single month they called back with something they wanted me to add to my advertising.
Okay, we call that upselling.
Yeah, I got tired of the upselling.
Yeah. All right.
And I wasn't getting any phone calls.
Yeah,
I wasn't getting any return.
You would actually need to be out there golfing with some of these people sometimes and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Were
I a golfer, I think that would have worked better.
Yeah.
I am not a golfer.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And I can't think of how you could get your sign at hiking trails, because you are a hiker. So the next one is presence marketing here, which is what I was just talking about. If you were a golfer, it's being present, it's networking. And all of these are like a form of guerrilla marketing because they're free, basically, or cheap. Ambient marketing is like getting your brand on coasters in bars, maybe table tents in restaurants, and then just even as simple as leaving your card for the waiter with the tip.
Can I say something, Grace?
Sure.
So I did have success. I advertised on the coffee mugs at the Busy Bee Cafe before they went out of business. And I would go there every morning for breakfast. And I pulled one customer out of there who had 9 rentals, 4 vehicles, and a house and umbrella that I all insured. So I got like 15 policies out of him, just having breakfast at the Busy Bee.
Okay, this is a great example, Jeanette. Tell us about the cups. What are you saying?
So the coffee mugs, ooh, oh, I don't have one at home. So it had my advertisement on the coffee mug along with Todd's Auto Body and a whole bunch of other people.
Oh,
And I went in one day and I sat down at the breakfast bar, and the guy next to me, Ron, I now know, looked at me and went, "I know you, your face. I put your face in my mouth every day."
oh, was it one of your business cards or like at,
No,
or,
coffee cup. It's a coffee
no,
cup
I mean,
at
so
the at
picture of your face and farmer
yes.
insurance.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
actually a picture of my business card.
that's what I meant by your business card. Yeah, pure
Yeah, and
business.
they also had it on the water glasses, and it was a little, but it had the farmer's logo and my name and phone number and everything on the water glasses. That was a little harder to see, but the mugs were color, and it was identical to my business card. They just printed my business card on the
Mhm.
side of the coffee mug, and everybody knew my face. And
Oh, that's terrific. That's
I
really
pulled a lot of business out of there.
That's great. So tell us, how did Busy Bee come up with the idea? Do you know? Did they charge you?
You know, their advertiser contacted me, so somebody must have contacted them with the idea, and then they reached out to me, and it was only $300 a year. It was inexpensive.
Oh yeah.
And but I showing up and being there every week, and I would sit at the counter, and I knew all the people at the counter and all the waitresses and the owner and everybody. And it's like you said, had I gone golfing a couple of times a week, I probably would have pulled more business out of that,
Yeah.
because they would have gone, "Oh, you're the one on the bench."
Yeah. Right. Right. Great. Okay. Let's see. I appreciate that. It was a really good interjection there. So that was ambient marketing, and ambush marketing would be sponsoring events and example of that, sponsoring events like golf tournaments or charity drives of some sort, and perhaps buying and putting your face up on a big billboard on 11th Avenue or something like that. Presume marketing is a form of guerrilla marketing that aims to increase the exposure of a certain product or service through networking and public events. Online marketing experts believe that presumed marketing ensures that people are aware of the presence of product and services. And this can be like maybe LinkedIn or Twitter kind of stuff. I also, I I think, like Chamber of Commerce, that kind of thing, going out there and making your presence awareness. Wild posting. Okay, wild posting. What is wild posting marketing? Wild posting is a form of advertising where static posters are placed in large numbers on multiple locations. Primarily, you would see this in dense areas. I mean, you've probably seen it on TV shows where you see like a whole wall of the same poster, that kind of thing. That would be wild posting. So it's usually done in dense urban areas and attracts a maximum attention for those that are in that area. Experimental marketing. Experimental marketing is also called engagement marketing. It is a marketing strategy that invites audience to interact with a business in a real world situation using participatory, hands-on, tangible branding materials. The business can show its customers not just what the company offers, but what it stands for. And I think of my members only mystery meeting as an experiential marketing thing. A lot of people join Oregon Real Estate Investors Association so that they can go to that experiential marketing event of the members only mystery meeting, which is where we go and see flips as they are in progress. Some are just beginning and some are already done, or some are in the middle, that kind of stuff. And we see different stuff. So is it legal? Well, yeah, it's legal. All this stuff is pretty legal. One, I think, if you want to check out the city ordinances and find out about like the bandit signs, if that's legal or not. Basically, yeah, if you have, I know of one person that got fined a couple $100 for his, again, he was all over the place in Eugene, and this was years ago, with his bandit sign. But these are the websites if you want to check into it and see what the regulations are. I find them very hard to read and understand, so I'm not gonna say much more on that. Now let's go into real estate guerrilla marketing. And Jeanette, I'm glad that you brought up your thing, because that's one of my things I was going to focus on tonight. So this is an idea of like having your business name on placemats or coasters or napkins, not just the restaurant's name, but sponsoring, who knows, maybe you create a maze or something on a placemat at IHOP and have your business name on it, or not, or a local restaurant, because you're not going to really make it into a large franchise or corporation, but a smaller place, you might be able to get your, create a bunch of placemats for them, find the printer and that kind of stuff, or just coasters. I mean, a couple hundred coasters wouldn't cost that much to have your name on it. But let's just take a look at this, because advertising on billboards and buses is probably not the best way to get our kind of we buy houses promotion out there. But so you want to think of ways that promote your brand where people go often. So like a lot of, and the reason why I like bars, and I'm going to do this, bars is people that go to bars frequent them often, and they're going to see that advertisement often. So a coaster would be a really great one to have and to sponsor. So maybe it's got their, say it's Sam's Club on one side and Oregon House Flippers on the other side, and everybody flips these things around all the time, and they're going to see it like many times. So when we're looking at the difference between large advertisements and little in place, local advertising like this, large advertisements are impersonal and come at a steep cost, and they may reach massive audiences. But if you think of new spots to host your ads, remember the idea is to surprise the audience, build connections, such as with the restaurant owners in your area, have them feature you on their billboard, on their menu, on the menu board, or even name a dish after your business. I like that idea, actually. Sponsor local events. Sponsoring a local event such as a barbecue or a charity is a great way to develop local initiatives while promoting your own business. This allows you to give back to the community and serve as a networking opportunity where you can meet and chat with clients face to face. In another way you might be able to do that, just thinking about this was Evergreen Land Title did one today where they had a business plan your business for 2023 for real estate agents, and they had a really great speaker come in from Seattle who's with Keller Williams, who's like an award-winning real estate broker, came in to talk. I didn't make it to it, but I was hoping to get there today, but I didn't, just to see what I could learn from them. But think of the kind of thing that Evergreen Land Title did. They just sponsor this and bring in all these realtors, which is their bread and gravy kind of client for them, is their realtors who recommend them to their clients too. Realtors recommend Evergreen Land Title, sign them up for their closings. So that's really a good idea there. Let's talk about like social media and online costs. Guerrilla marketing is really effective on social media. You could try to like post something and encourage followers to like, share, or complete some call of action for a chance to win a prize. In addition to contests, hold regular Q&A sessions, allowing your followers to talk to you about the real estate industry, or get to know more about your personality. Facebook Live would be an example of that, where people can chat in and you're talking to people while you're doing Facebook Live.
I had a question.
Hi, Joanna. Sure.
Hi. Do you remember a couple years ago, there was the Icebox Challenge?
Yeah, sure.
I'm thinking of guerrilla marketing for that. Is that
Yeah, so
a good example?
and that is a really good example. Okay, so you could promote yourself or you could promote your business, right? So if you could, or both, right? So the idea would be to have your sign behind you with the Ice Pick Challenge and doing that kind of thing. And gosh darn it, why can't we make up some sort of challenge that's just as crazy as that and let it go viral, Yeah, it's good example. Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah. So the idea basically is to be creative, and forget about the norms and do something different, and always have your message and your audience in mind to be successful. So here's an example of a bandit sign. This is one of my signs. You can do bandit signs in yards. You can put them on cars. You could put your logo and stuff like that on your shirts and hats and get other people to wear them, that kind of thing too. Your signage when you have a property for sale or coming soon, that kind of thing. And then again, park benches, bandit signs on wheels. So I'm going to go through a couple of these. So most of you seen my car. I have my signage on my car, which has, brought me money that way. Bandit signs like the one I'm showing here this is a picture of it in my yard, my front yard. But one of the great things you can do with bandit signs, so say you order 50 of these, and then you go to neighborhoods that have high traffic, that probably have traffic of the people that might want to help sell their house fast, need to sell their house. And if you can locate a house, talk to the owner and tell them, hey, if you will keep this sign in your yard for each month that's in your yard, keep it there all the time, and mow the grass around it and make it visible, and I'll replace it if it gets broken, but for $25 a month or maybe $50 a month or something like that. I would start with 25 and see how many people you can get to just put the sign up. And then each month you automatically send them another $25. Drive by and check it out. But so say you put 10 of those up. So that's $250 a month. But the thing in our business is that $250 is absorbed really quickly in the amount of money that we make in our business. So that's why I'm also mentioning like 50, because then it'll be $500 a month, whatever. But every time you have a flip or a wholesale deal, it's really easy to get that money back. Another idea is the bandit sign on wheels, which is the idea of getting people who drive their cars around in the town a lot, is to get them to put, get a cellophane or some sort of thing on their back window advertising your business with your phone number. And might be we buy houses fast, find out how, or we pay cash for houses. And then you're also offering that car driver the same thing with the phone number. The difference in this idea is, for bandit signs on wheels, you would have to have a different phone number for each automobile. So you'd have to, invest in Google Phone or whatever, some time into creating a different phone number, because in this case, you're going to give that person, well, you could do it just like, say, I'm going to pay you $50 a month to ride around with this same number as everybody else has on, but you might want to incentivize them by saying, if they call in for your number, it comes to me, but I can see that it's your number, then I'm going to pay you $500 for the qualified lead. Of course, you want to be able to be a qualified lead. In other words, a qualified lead, it means that you actually get a contract and make some money from it. It's not like somebody's like playing you, they could, seriously, people could like get their friends to call the number and then they say it's a lead, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? Okay, where do I get these signs? Dirt cheap signs is where I get my signs. So if you're interested in investing in signs, dirt cheap signs, and it's really easy to use them. And you can see here that mine was yellow, white on one side, yellow on the back, on the front with the black prints, just much like this one. And then they have, oops, I'm trying to scroll on a site that's not there, right? But yeah, so take that down if you're interested in that. Here's another Guerrilla sign that I bought. This is 8 feet by 4 feet. It's a big banner to hang on my flips. And it's actually too big, but I got this through Vista Prints, pretty cool. Oregon House Flippers. And this is a flip from last year where it's hanging. Right now it's in my garage. I really need to get it on that hoarder house flip that you guys have, most of you have seen. So that's another thing you can do is, and I could get this at half the size, maybe like a 4 feet by 3 feet instead of 8 feet by 4 feet. That's just really big, but it works. Okay, so I'm going to summarize this up here. Guerrilla marketing is less expensive than other marketing. It's more about reach than frequency, and it's a form of interruption marketing. But as I always end these marketing nights, the last thing is for you to think about your marketing budget. Right now, I think I am spending more than $1,000 a month marketing, and my marketing is, and when I'm talking about $1,000 a month marketing, I'm talking about my mail outs. I just printed 88 cards. And I'm going to stop sharing here so you can see this. 88 cards that go out to probate, and I'm advertising to probates, and I'm spending more than $1,000 a month for this kind of thing, where I make a card, it tells them, and it has a QR code which leads to my website, and I pay people to run the list, to create the list for me. And then I pay a person to stuff these into envelopes, put the labels on, all that kind of stuff. And then I put the stamps on, I take it to the mail postal office. And I do this of really high quality. And another way to do the same sort of mail out kind of thing is to do it cheaply, maybe on postcards. The cost of the stamp is way less. The cost of the material is way less. I'm paying for color print, cardstock, and all that kind of stuff. But and as you grow your business, I know your marketing may not be like ready for $1,000 a month, but guerrilla marketing is way cheaper, and like those signs last a long time. If you're thinking about bandit signs or creating Facebook ads, Facebook video, all that kind of stuff.
Can I ask a question again?
Yeah, let's open it up for talk. Thank you, Joanna.
So do you feel like that you're getting a good amount of customers through that $1,000 card that you're sending out? Not $1,000 card, but do you, I mean, obviously
I just
you
like
feel
the way
like
you said that. Right now I have so many leads coming in. I have to say, qualified leads. I have 2 flips going on and 2 more flips that will start, I'm closing on by the end of this month, that have come from my marketing. And I have to say that one of those that I'm buying is because somebody out there told her to call me. And so I don't know exactly how that person got my name, but it's probably from one of those cards and told this woman that she should call me. So yeah, it's been really rolling in lately. So it's interesting that once you get the wheel going and momentum going, the way it starts picking up, just like a snowball. The snowball starts out small and starts gathering snow and gathering snow. If any of you live where there's snow, I'm from Colorado and Montana, but so, and then rolling it down the hill, and it just gets really big. And that's what I've been experiencing here lately, that I've been like having so many leads is just driving me crazy and trying to keep up with them. So thank you, Julie. Yeah. And
go ahead. Sorry.
and somebody asked me today, why are you doing another list for your probates? Because it's a brand new list, right? It's this month's list. And I said, because you got to keep the pipeline filled. You got to keep that pipeline filled, because 4 months from now, if I don't keep filling that pipeline and I'll be needing another, I won't have anybody. So I got to keep the pipeline filled. And what I do with these cards is I send out a card for the first month, a different card on the second month, a different card on the third month, and then on the final month, which is the fourth month, I say, this is the last time I'm bothering you with this card, kind of thing. So, and in that one, I enclose my business card saying, if you need me, I'm still here. In fact, I got a really good deal on a place in Springfield, and he had received all 4 cards and called me like a couple months later on that. So yeah, I'm sending it out to a lot of people, but it's working. And like I said, in real estate, the profits got a big margin, right? So think about your.
I spend $1,300 a month on advertising, and I don't have near the return that you do.
Right.
for my, I mean, I may make $20 on a commission on a policy.
Yeah, that's
whereas
yeah. That's nuts, Jeanette. Yeah,
that's why I'm moving into real estate and getting out of the insurance business. Yeah,
that's a lot of money to get a $50 policy or $80 a month policy in which you make a percentage of.
I only 9%. So
9%, yeah. I couldn't do that. Well, thank you for telling me that. I'll take insurance agent off my list.
Grace, and I was going to say, on the restaurants and bars and stuff, I got lucky with the Busy Bee because the advertiser contacted me.
Yeah.
But when you go into your favorite restaurant or bar, look at the advertising that they have on their menus and whatnot, if they have any, and just ask the owner who handles your advertising, and they will connect you with whoever handles their advertising. And these are cheap. They run like $300 a year.
That's great.
And then if it's pick someplace that you go to regularly so you can be there and they associate you with, your advertising.
That's really good. Yeah. So I'm going to have to start frequenting bars.
Frequenting bars.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I don't know that, but that is a good idea. Katie had something to say.
Yeah. Just a question. When you were first starting out, Grace, was your budget as big, or did you start smaller?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So my budget was, I think I've told you, like my websites. I started just basically with my websites. I would do maybe, so I wasn't consistent. Now I have processes that make it consistent, but I would do, I would send out letters. And in the beginning, I was sending out letters to people that had lots of equity, and oh my God, no, that's okay. In the beginning, I was sending out cards and letters to pre-foreclosures, because back when I started, pre-foreclosures was a big deal. And so I was sending them out to them, and then I'd go knocking on doors. But yeah, I would say it was more like $100 a month. And if I did it, all right.
Can I see? Thank you. Sorry, that was
my. And yeah, okay. And then and then my website's about $450 a year. So that's not,
okay. So you were able to leverage that smaller budget at first. I was just curious about, sort of like a dollar amount. So, but it was more in the hundreds, not the thousands at first for you.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, now it's definitely past 1,000.
Okay.
Well, because when I say $1,000. I'm just thinking of the 2 virtual assistants I have, not the materials, the printing and all that kind of stuff, the envelopes and the cards. I'm just thinking of the 2 virtual assistants I have. So,
Oh, gotcha. Okay, yeah.
Thank you, Katie. That was a great question.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even think to ask it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's encouraging because I wouldn't be starting with the thousands of dollars budget, not from a starting place. So that's good to hear.
I have a question.
okay.
So what about things like the website Carrot or oh shoot, there was another service that you can buy that gives you lists. Do you think those are a good way to go?
I will answer that question, Carol. My websites are by Carrot, and that's who I had it with for probably 9 years, probably. Very good trending, really good. And it does take a lot of work to do it. I mean, you can pay them to do your website, but I did mine, and they're built on WordPress. So if any of you are familiar with websites, WordPress, and so it's pretty easy to do if you're familiar with that. Otherwise, they do have a lot of tutorial to teach you that kind of stuff, along with that $450 a month thing. And that $450 a month that year I'm paying is for 3 sites, and in all these 9 years, I've only used 2 of those sites out of the 3, and I'm gonna get with them to start up a 3rd site. But as far as lists go, so the lists out there are, I would not spend money or time on the list services that are out there. List
It was PropStream. Sorry to interrupt. I was trying to remember. It was PropStream that I was thinking.
The list,
Yeah.
there's a ton of them. There's a ton of list services out there, and I don't know anything about PropStream. I will look it up. But the thing is about list services is that they're other states have a whole lot more lists data available than Oregon does, especially here in Lane County or around Newport and what have you. We don't have nearly the data that's available. So if you're in a city area and you're marketing in a city area, yeah, you're going to get a lot of data, but they will promise like a whole lot of this, this and that per their list, and you won't get much. And whatever they do have, everybody else is getting it too. Now, I don't know, there are list services that say that it's exclusive to you for your area, that you can buy a zip code or something like that. So that might be something, but I just really believe in developing my list from free data that's out there, free through your title company that you can get lists from. And yeah, so you can get like pre-foreclosure lists from title companies. You can get, like I was saying earlier, 80% equity, doesn't live in the house, like non-owner occupied, 80% equity, and over the age of 60 years old, something like that. So it might be a tired landlord that might want to sell and give you owner financing. That would be like the reason for that kind of list. And you would be able to farm that list through a title company. Incredible, right?
And they'll just do it for you.
Yeah, they'll do it for you because they think you're going to close with them when you get that. And that's what they do. And you will close with them probably. Yeah, because you're making relationships. So I have Janet, Julie, and Katie in my mentorship class. And we go over this, and this is one of the recent sessions that we did, and how and then also at the main meeting this last week, there's just last week, right? We had Evergreen Land Title and we had Western Title there talking about how you can get farming lists from them, kind of thing. So true.
So Grace, back to the website, you mentioned WordPress and Carrot. I, as a massage therapist, have a website that I worked on pretty extensively through Wix, and I find it really easy to use, and now I'm familiar with it. Have you heard anything about using Wix? And, I don't know about all the backdoor stuff that gets you seen more and all that, but do you have any opinions or thoughts on Wix?
I haven't delved into Wix. It's a popular one, I know. And is that a WordPress one as well?
No, it seems WordPress didn't seem very intuitive to me.
Oh,
Wix is just like, they tell you where to click and how to do it, and it's easy.
It's really web driven, right? Yeah. So it's like, okay. And
Yeah.
so do you want to show your site to us? And share.
Yeah, go for it. It's www.
Okay. Hang on a sec.
Okay.
All right. Okay, www.
sacredpresencehealing.com. PRENSENCE.
No, PRES, right?
PRESENCE. Sorry.
Yeah.
Tired. Not presents like a gift. Sometimes people do that.
I'm having the hardest time typing in calm. Okay, let me share. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. This is great looking.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was pretty easy to do.
And how long have you been on this?
Gosh, it's been several years at this point, 3, 4, something like that. I haven't looked at it or done anything to it in forever, so it's probably not getting a lot of traffic right now. But
so one of the ways for those of you that think about doing websites, one of the best ways to get more clicks on your site is if you just like keep blogging and adding a blog in every month. I know when I add a blog to mine, I get leads coming in within days just by adding a blog, and it's super easy to do. But do you ever put it on your, do I ever put it on my calendar to blog? No, I don't like stick to it. But yeah, so you might notice that, Julie, about and then you have all these things that you probably have articles under, right?
I have articles? No, it's just basically telling you what's there.
Okay. I'll show you mine. So this is one of them, Grateful Nuts, and the other one is Grateful Nuts Homes. So,
Why do you have more than one?
So one of them is for investors and the idea behind the investor one is for me to find people that will lend me money.
Oh, okay.
I need to work on that. And
Are you also looking maybe for buyers or for sellers, depending on?
And buyers, yeah, and building the buyers list, right? And really, what that one has done for me, the one that's for investors, has helped me build the RIA basically, because then they say, yeah, I want to be on your list, so I put them on the Real Estate Investors Association list. So, all right, so you can see this is like the blog here. Probate.
And this is a WordPress.
Yeah, this is a WordPress in the background. Yeah.
So do you have like 2 different cards, like a card that you give to sellers and a card for, how do you make sure that the 2 aren't looking at the other sites?
Oh, they get messed up all the time. Yeah, I don't know. I was one of the first customers with Carrot, and I created it just like they told me to do it. And then a couple of years later, I find out that I put my buyer's one on the wrong, somehow on their wrong platform, and the looking for sellers on the other platform. So it's always been messed up, I guess, in their mind. But they do bring me leads. But if I were to, like I said, if I were to do blogs or adding adding articles, this one's really old. This is from like 2011. It's like big bank, 2014, big banks phone nightmares. And it's all about what it's like to call the bank and ask for them to not repossess your house, foreclose on you. It's like, okay, I'll quit. See y'all.
I detest calling the banks. They're one of my biggest headaches.
Test. Oh, you detest, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway. Yeah, so I want to do another site that's for sellers again, that'll be under Oregon House Flippers, because I'm running 2 brands now. And the reason I'm doing Oregon House Flippers is because back when I started, Joanna had to leave. Okay. When I started, if you told somebody I flip houses, they were like, what are you talking about? Nor would they care what you were talking about. And now you'd say I flip houses and they're like, oh, that's so awesome. Thank you, CTV and DIY Network.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the idea behind that. So any other questions before we wrap it up? And you guys would feel free to tell people about my YouTube channel is called Grace Whitcomb, and you can see previous marketing and deal deep dives on there.
Which platform did you get kicked off of, and how did you do that? Didn't you say you got kicked off of one of the platforms?
No, I think you're thinking of the wrong website went to the wrong platform, she said.
Oh,
yeah, the carrot thing. Yeah, I didn't get kicked off.
oh no, it was earlier. You said something about, you were talking about YouTube, and then you said I got kicked off of that. And I was trying to figure out what social platform you managed to get kicked off of.
Not that I know of. I haven't got kicked off. Yeah.
So Grace, I have one last question. You mentioned the 7 Ps or whatever.
Yeah.
Tonight was
Yeah,
I should
I can
I
pull
should
it
know.
up.
Promotion. Tonight was promotion.
Yeah, tonight was promotion, right? Is that what you're wondering? Yeah, and it was just a little bit of promotion. You know what another thing in motion is, which is free, is publicity. Getting an article written about you and your business, that kind of
Oh,
in the newspaper, in a magazine, getting something,
Crestwell Chronicle is really good about that. Call them up and tell them you want a story on your business.
Okay.
I did one for the Crestwell Chronicle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it.
Again, they approached me, but I don't know how I get so lucky. They all call me and say, hey, do you want to do this? So,
because you network like crazy, girl. Yeah.
I do. Crazy. I used to go to like 5 networking meetings a week. I've cut way back.
Yeah.
so Grace, the other Ps, you said that there was a slide of it. Is that in a previous marketing class?
Actually, it's in the last 2 marketing classes I did. Yeah, ran through those each time.
Really?
So,
I watched it this morning. I don't remember seeing it.
Oh, really?
Oh, I'll watch it again. Yeah.
but I can, let me just let me pull one up here. File, open. Okay. Here it is. All right, I'm going to share from Chris. I'll share this to you. Share. Trying to get back to the Zoom screen. All right, share screen. Here it is. Product.
Great.
Product, that's what you forgot.
Physical evidence. Okay. Physical evidence. Yeah. I need to work on that. So place for me, like in our business, I feel like place is the website. And then again, physical evidence would be the website as well. So, but
Thank you.
Could that be like reviews, evidence of, I don't know, I guess it depends on what the business is.
yeah. Yeah, there, it's like for ours, yeah, I agree, Katie, that could be like that, yeah. All right, let me find you guys back again, but there it is, product promotion process. Process is what I was talking about with me having all these cards going out and making sure I do it monthly. You know, same thing over and over again. That's a process. There's processes where you can like have an automatic texting going out. My Oregon RIA that tells you guys that this meeting is happening on Tuesday night. It's a process kind of thing. So all those things. And I gonna
So
just,
that's the same as systems, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
yes. But you know, we have a P on it because that's marketing. The physical evidence doesn't really work, does it? But it's got a P on it. All
All
right,
right, thanks for that.
everybody, thanks for being here. Angela, any last words? Or Chelsea? Hello.
No, thank you, Grace. It was great.
Thank you, Grace.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
I'll have more
Bye,
questions
Grace. Good
tomorrow.
night,
I
you
have a
guys.
couple in my head right now.
Okay, all right. Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
everyone. Good night.
Good night.
Yes, there's Chelsea.